Good morning, my friends. Today we are going to be learning about fractions. Does anybody know what a fraction is? Raise your hand. Alright, so a fraction is a number that is not a whole number. Does anybody know what a whole number is? Okay, a whole number is a number that is in one part. So like 1, 2, 3, etc. is a whole number. A fraction can be written like this. We can say 1/2 is a fraction, or we can say it's written like this. 1/2 is a fraction. Or sometimes a whole number is in decimal form. So in decimal form, 1/2 would be 0.5. So 0.5 means 50. So 50 out of 100 would mean 1/2. So right now I'm going to play a quick video for you that just goes over a little bit about fractions. I'd love for you to take some key notes on your page because I have some stuff I'm going to go over as well once we're finished, okay?
Just watch this video and you'll be using fractions with ease. It's easy to count whole things like a pizza, a pie, or a donut. But what if we only had part of one? How would we count it then? We'd use fractions. A fraction looks like this. The bottom number is called the denominator. It shows how many equal pieces an object has been divided into. The top number is called the numerator. It shows how many parts of the denominator you are looking at. For example, a pizza is usually divided into 8 slices. That means that in a fraction, the denominator would be 8. If you normally eat 1 slice of pizza, then 1 would be the numerator. That means that you eat 1/8 of a pizza. If you normally eat 2 slices of pizza, then 2 would be the numerator. The denominator would still be 8 since there are always 8 slices of pizza. That would mean that you eat 2/8 of a pizza. Let's try another example. This pie is divided into 6 pieces and you eat 4 pieces of it. If there were 6 pieces of pie and you eat 4, what is the denominator of your fraction? That's right, 6. What is the numerator? Yep, it's 4. That means that you ate 4/6 of the pie. Let's try one more example. If you and your friend have 1 donut to share, then you will cut it into 2 pieces. If there are 2 pieces of donut and you eat 1, what is the numerator of your fraction? That's right, the numerator is 1. What is the denominator? Right again, it's 2. When the fraction is 1/2, we call that 1/2. Thanks for watching.
Okay. So did anybody see any key points in that video? I know I saw a few. Alright, so I'm going to write some key terms or some key points that I saw in the video. So our key terms, and these are going to be very important when it comes to dealing with fractions. So the key terms that I found, let's see, the first one was numerator. So our numerator is our top number. So in 1/2, this is our numerator. Our numerator is the top number, okay? So I'd like everybody to get out a sheet of paper and write these key terms down with me, okay? So numerator, we're going to write as top number. What about the denominator. What about the denominator? Would that be the top? I don't think so. Would it be the bottom number? I think so. So in 1/2, 2 would be the denominator. So we're going to write denominator is the bottom number. Alright, what about, did you see any like greater than or less than signs? I know this one I saw is, and this may not pertain particularly to today, but it's going to go around with our fractions in our lessons, okay? So this way would be greater than. If it's looking like it's eating a number, then it's greater than. If it's the other way, and it's away from the number, it's going to be less than. So if I wrote, for example, 4 is greater than 3, but I could write 4, let's see, I could write 3 is less than 4. Okay? Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write a few problems on the board, or we'll go over them out loud. So in this problem, since you have this all written down, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to erase it. Alright, so for problem number 1, in the problem, or the fraction 1/2, what number is in the numerator? Okay, that's right. The 1 is in the numerator. So number 2, what number is in the denominator of 5/8? What is the denominator number? That's right, it's 8. So which number is a whole number? Okay, so remember that our whole numbers are numbers that are not fractions. So would 3/4 or 1/2 be our whole number? That's right, 3 would be our whole number. So for number 4, we're going to do is 1/2 or 1/3 bigger. So if you have a half of something or a third of something, which one's bigger? That's right, a half is bigger. Alright, and for our last problem, is 5/4 or 3/4 bigger? So if you have 5/4, which we know that's over 1, would that be bigger or would 3/4 be bigger? That's right, 5/4 will be our bigger number. Alright. The next thing I'm going to go over is just some picture examples that you might see in your homework. You may not. But these are just some examples of how you may have to find a fraction in a picture. So if I have a piece of pizza and I'm going to eat half of it. So if I eat half of my pizza, I want to know how much I have left. So if I know this half is gone, and I know my denominator is 2 because I have 2 equal pieces, and I have 1 left over, that means that if I eat half of my pizza, I will have 1/2 left. Okay, let's try another one. Is everybody understanding? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Alright, I see some thumbs up out there. Alright, let's say I have another pizza. But this time, I've split it into fourths. But I've eaten part of it. And I want to know how much I've eaten of my pizza. So we know that our denominator is going to be how many equal pieces we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. So we know our denominator is going to be 4. So I want to know how much of the pizza I ate. So the shaded part is what I've eaten. So I ate one section of the shaded part. So that tells me that I ate a fourth of my pizza, or a fourth equals 25% of my pizza. So let's do another one. So if I have a pie, we're going to change it to a pie this time, and I am going to split it with some of my family members. Ignore my bad drawing of my pie. So I'm going to split my pie with some of my family members, but I want some left over for myself. Let's look and see. So we know somebody took this piece, and somebody took this one, somebody took this one, and then somebody took this piece, and I ate this piece. Okay? So we know that our denominator number is going to be how many equal pieces we have in our pie. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal pieces in my pie. So I know that 8 will be my denominator. And I also know that my shaded pieces are how many that either my family's eaten or how many I've eaten. So we know that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know we've eaten 5/8 of the pizza. So either you can think in your mind, okay, so 8 minus 5 gives me what? I know that's 3. But if you don't know that off the top of your head, you can go through and count the pieces of the pie that there's nothing eaten out of. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I know that 3/8 of the pie is going to come home with me, and I'm going to get to eat that. Is everybody doing okay with that? All right. So now I'm going to put some problems on the projector that I want y'all to work on. You're going to work on these the rest of the class period. I want you to raise your hand once you're finished, and I'll come by and check them and make sure you're doing okay. Whatever you don't finish before the end of our class period, you're going to take that home to work on at home. So once you're finished, raise your hand. I'll check it. But I do want you to go home, and I want you to tell somebody in your family, a friend, anybody, a neighbor, that you could go tell something that you learned today about fractions. And remember, the more we practice at home, the better we're going to get at math, right? Okay, so go home, tell somebody what you've learned, and then I also want you to practice some fractions at home, okay? Thank you.